All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as we have lots more heroes to do today for the Go4Heroes Americas Cup, December monthly cup. It's such a long title to say, Mr. Tetcher.
It is quite a mouthful indeed, but we are back with it. Even though the January Cup has already started, the matter of ending the December Cup is still at hand.
Yeah, and this is, very typical ESL kind of stuff. You finish off December Cups, which are usually like the last few days of the month, and then sometime in the next one, you just gotta pay out the money. You gotta use those seeding points, and you gotta figure out who's going to Majors. And right now, Cloud9 Vortex is one game up over TORPEDO, one game closer to advancing to the finals here. Because top four, I think it's all the semifinalists today move on, right?
I am almost positive you are correct, but there is so much going on right now, it is quite easy. It is very possibly that we are both wrong.
Yeah, could be. But I believe that is the way that all this works based upon commentary over the weekend on the EU side of things, plus, the written rules, all that jazz. Game number
it says
one.
in the rules that this happens, but that might not be the case. Someone might just be lying.
You never know. You never know. Game number one, we saw a very ranged comp take advantage of the fact that we really didn't have a lot of recourse available to TORPEDO, and Cloud9 literally used the siege tank to do exactly what she's designed to do, destroy everything. It was really good, and game number two is going to be in Dragonshire. Will there be an upset here? Will TORPEDO come back? Will Cloud9 take it 2-0? Not sure.
Find out next time on ESL Go4.
If only we could have like an anime series representing like our games. Just have like one figure for Cloud9, one figure for TORPEDO, and they're just dueling it out.
So would like the 5 episodes of Charge Up just be laning?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Can you imagine if the heroes did actually just shout like Dragon Ball characters charging the entire time they were laning, just killing minions?
Level 10, Kamehameha! Yeah.
Shokador!
Yeah, there you go. Looks like the drafting is going to get underway here, so we're going to go right back to it. All that silliness now out of the way. So Cloud9 once again here on the blue, TORPEDO going to be on red. First pick this time going to go the way of Cloud9, and I believe it was a Witch Doctor ban?
Witch Doctor is indeed the first ban. We have yet to have a second, but we've mentioned this before, we've mentioned it again. Witch Doctor's really good, yo.
This was a map, it was exactly this. Dragonshire, one of the first cups back out of the Dead Week where people were still discovering the Nazebo. This is where we had the zombie wall inflicted on himself, and then my co-caster, Shamtu, just kind of went nuts. It was just like, that is so good!
The stitches hurt.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video and everything.
I saw it. It's a... I think there's 2 YouTube videos. It's in like 2 different top 5 videos. One by Kendrick Swift, and I can't remember who the other one is.
It was a really good play. I mean, it blew the mind of my co-caster, blew the mind of the community. A lot of views on those. So it was fun times. But Dragonshire, of course, we do got the shrines. So believe it or not, I've seen actually good work done by Gazros in this one because of their zoning defense. I've seen hammers. I've done hammers on this map where you just set up siege shop and you just assault anybody that goes near your shrines. They're also both really good heroes at really chipping away at the dragon health as well. But, into higher meta stuff, Gazro's not really somebody we're going to see. So what kind of predictions you got here, Tetcher?
For Dragonshire, we're definitely going to see some people with the long range poke. This is definitely by a long way Tassadar's best map. Although he has fallen out of favor a bit, this is still by far his best map and would be the one we would most likely see him on if he is picked.
Yeah, ever since they did kind of tone him down, he's more of a support than assassin these days, which is, as expected.
He's a utility assassin. Assassin? He's a utility assassin, Mr. Bond.
Mr. Bond. But you're right, now level 1, you can get the range increase on Psystorm. It makes it really hard, especially at level 16, after he gets double Psystorm, to kind of take any kind of mid advantage from him.
Yeah, I would agree. But the first pick we're going to see from Roger is going to be Valor.
Well met, friend.
And not a Tychus. That is, if it's not a Tychus and it's an assassin, it's almost always a Vala. I don't really think I really see Falstead first picks, but Vala definitely, really high up there. Well, speaking of all of these assassins.
using their opportunity. And they're just it's just suddenly, okay, yep, we are going to take both of the other assassins. Because, which does make the question, what would be the next assassin from Torpedo here?
It's either going to be a Zeratul or a Zagara to go with these. Those are the kind of favored ones here.
Zagara is actually someone who's fallen a bit out of favor in EU. We had a brief burst of popularity with her, and now we don't see her anymore, which breaks my heart because she is by far one of my favorite heroes.
Had a bunch of them yesterday. Symbiote yesterday was rocking the... 2Arc was rocking the Zagara, Symbiote was rocking the Zagara. Both of them are here in the top 14 here as well. So I would not be surprised to see a Zagara paired up with either the Vala or Torpedo side. But this is the chance for Cloud9, though, to pick up the Zeratul. I mean, the Wandering Stealth, the Void Prisons. Again, Void Prisons can really skew the favor for the Zeratul, not only in capturing the shrines, but interrupting the actual Dragon Summon. He can also now steal out the Dragon Summon. There's a lot of things you can do with it, and I'm absolutely not surprised to see it as a pick here.
Yep, Zeratul coming out as the second assassin, and Brightwing being picked up of the first support of the game. We have talked Brightwing to death, but it's just worth going over that she is a fantastic support at the moment.
Yep, it boils down to a level 13 rewind, level 16 criterize, and then double polymorphing somebody on the opponent's team. And right now, if I'm in Torpedo's shoes, it's going to be a Tychus, because you can use the polymorph to stop out the overkill. You can use it, I think, on the Odin. No,
yeah, you can polymorph the Odin.
You can't polymorph him when he's transforming into the Odin, but after that...
Yeah, he is completely immune in that phase, but while he's doing that, he is also not doing damage.
Right.
So it's fine to polymorph him straight afterwards.
It's also, really good to stop those pesky initiators like Chen, like Arthas. And speaking of the tanks, we have 0 tanks on the board. So fully expecting to see an Arthas coming out of this. Perhaps a Stitches, because again, you have those expected areas where heroes are going to be. You have the shrines, you have the middle, you have the creep camps. I would be, very amiss to not see a Stitches come into either of these teams.
Yeah, and there's actually at least 2 hook spots on this map where you can hook someone in, and with someone at the other end of the hook spot, completely trap them. So Stitches would be quite a nice pick here. So yeah, definitely needs to be seeing some warriors. Just get them out as quick as possible.
Now, we had the single warrior comp from Vortex last round, and they already got double assassin and the Brightwing. So if... Oh, the Stitches is banned. What am I talking about? That's really dumb.
I also forgot. Do not worry.
I'm looking at him. It's like, yeah, why don't they get him? Because he's banned, idiot. Great. All right. Arthas and Chen is... Yeah. One of those has to go either way. But whoever Vortex does pick up for their tankiness, it's going to... I highly suspect we're going to see a Zagara or even a Siege Tank on the back of that.
I would like to see that. And it's going to be Chen and Kerrigan.
So that leaves us with an Arthas for Cloud9 Vortex. Kerrigan, though, how much Kerrigan have you seen?
Quite a bit in EU. She's mostly picked up as a situational pick for picking people off. And it's going to be Arthas and Sergeant Hammer on the side.
Sorry, continue.
That's pretty much it. It's a situational pick for roaming around and picking people off. With Chen, for example, can roam around. It's quite interesting picking her because she has no one to really roam with in the early game on this team.
Yeah.
Like Tychus, maybe?
Chen's going to be holding down a lane. Falstad's going to be holding down a lane because of bribe stacks. That leaves us with, I suspect, an Uther is about to pop out here.
Yeah,
and he'll
Uther
so
Kerrigan's
that leaves us
a very nice roaming comp.
That's a Tychus Kerrigan roam. But it's also like a map where you don't really see a huge amount of roaming because, again, you do got those 2 shrines, right? Those are very important. So usually by the time the shrines come out, you're going to see a 2-1-2 split or a 1-1-3 split. But yeah, kind of curious what this last pick is going to be. We need a support to go with Torpedo. And if, history says Torpedo loves Uther, and he's still on the board.
Yep, very much a possibility here. Or they may just throw us for a complete loop and go for Abathur again.
No. A support list? No. Specialist, sure, but the Abathur didn't work out game number 1. Probably won't work out here, especially with the Zeratul on the field. Like, he can go hunting a little bit later on as well. And yeah, okay, so Torpedo's really thinking about it. I mean, what are your choices? Uther, Lily, which is no, or Rhaegar.
She is Resurgence.
Rhaegar Methurian, yeah. The Resurgence Lily, the next level strats.
You can blind the Sergeant Hammer.
You could see a Rhaegar going for an Ancestral. I just think that the control of Uther is just too much to give up. The double stuns, double heals. That's pretty ridiculous. We did see a Methurian last round, but the Tranquility did do work. Tranquility on top of, the Tychus, on top of the Kerrigan auto-generating shields, the Chen generating shields, and that really, you could make a good case for it there. Still not sure, though.
No, they're really struggling to make a decision here. They have like 4 options, and yeah, the chat appears to have caught up with us discussing the benefits of Stitches in a comp where he is banned.
I bet we don't see Stitches. Thanks, Fax.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
they are very pensive about this.
It's a big decision. I mean, Torpedo's down 0-1. They have to make this comp work. And it's not an Illidan. They didn't get a Zeratul. And because, they lost out on the Vala early, they went with the Kerrigan. Now, who on Torpedo actually is known for Kerrigan? I can't actually bring up a name.
There we go.
Nope, don't know.
Maybe not.
We saw Uther for a moment there. We're waiting for the chat itself. So, I mean, Kerrigan could make a nice case for the roam. Kerrigan roaming with an Envenom. I mean, you do got some squishy targets. You got the Siege Tank, you got Brightwing, you got Zeratul, you got Vala. Any combination of CC on top of what Kerrigan can bring to a roam could actually work out really well. But, is there going to be roaming? I'm still unsure about that.
I think it'll be Kerrigan roaming to help pick off people and get kills at shrines. She'll be going to whatever lane is struggling to get a shrine and helping that out.
Come on, team.
I know. What is this? So, the chat says Furion more than Uther. Yeah, test. Yeah, chat's still alive.
Still here. Okay, cool. No, we're still connected to the game.
Okay. So...
I mean, yeah. Don't really know what else to say about this.
Yeah, we've been over almost all the scenarios here. So, for the time being, let's discuss the benefits of Murky in this situation.
I am really excited to see the day, and I'm really hoping I'm going to be there on the front line when Murky is picked in competitive.
We did see that. It wasn't an NA game.
No, kidding me.
Quite a while back.
No.
Yeah.
When?
It was.
I don't know of any competitive NA games with the Murky in it.
It has happened.
Nope.
I promise you it has happened.
Nope. I know.
They lost, but still.
I don't know of it. I just don't know of it.
It was in Kings.
When?
I'm almost Kings of the Storm. There, finally.
Surprising everyone.
My God. Nobody's seen this coming. No one's ever picked an Uther.
Where's that sound clip of Toby Wan from Dota? It's just like, you've never seen that ever.
Nobody's ever done that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Of Dota.
Damn, I need a Toby Wan sound clip manager one day. All right, so there's your teams, Torpedo and Cloud9. Oh yeah, we're ready, baby. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we have been for a while.
All right, so we're going to be jumping into this one. Game number 2. It is Dragonshire. It is Cloud9 Vortex and Torpedo. This is basically Torpedo's life on the line, because if they drop out here, they have absolutely no chance of getting into the majors. And there we go. Countdown has begun. I'm excited to get this going.
I am very excited to get this going. And basically, like you said, Torpedo have pretty much put their lives in the hands of this Kerrigan. How are they going to play her, and what difference is it going to make to the game?
Those are big questions to be asking right now. Definitely big questions, and we're gonna have to see if they can, pull this out. Game number 1 was, well, by any means, really demoralizing. So, you got to really keep it together. You got to say that, yes, we can do this. We can bring this back. And Dragonshire, it's not all about the first dragon, but it's going to be some of those team fights later on that are really going to determine the flow of this game.
This is true. So, Mr. FourCourtJester, would you like to introduce our blue team?
Well, I gave you the option, but, here on the NA side of things, I guess I just know them a little bit better. But Cloud9 Vortex is your blue team. Fan, Rajar, Bobby, Hankill, iDream, and Liquid. Chef, on the Cloud9 team. All right, Chef, I see how it is. But on the flip side, TORPEDO, these guys are fighting for their lives. They don't have Nick Hots today. They got Kionda there subbing in on that Uther, but Erho, Tsunami, Ragi, and of course Chew8. Chew8 on the Falstead. I actually like Chew8 on Falstead. He's, as I said, you know, I'm a big fan of Chew8. I've been, this is my 4th game title that I've been casting.
I'm just going to quickly draw your attention to the mid lane here.
Yep.
This is some week 1 level strats here. The 5-man waited the bush to see if anyone comes, but no one did. But now here is Kerrigan already canting iDream. iDream being killed by the overdrive. He goes down for first blood. Ufa also drops a 1-for-1 trade. That was very quick.
The 5-man strats in the mid. Now, I don't know how much of Glorious Gaming you've seen, but they actually have a 4-man strat. They'll send somebody into the top lane. You can see Bobby Hane kill. He's actually going to end up against Chen here. And then they put 4 in the mid. They kill out the creep wave, and then they all gank bottom, kill out the creep wave, and then they all gank mid and kill out the creep wave, and then they'll usually split from there. So I was curious to see if that was actually what was going to happen, but they actually put all 5 mid, and oh, that's going to be a fight wing. Yeah, that last auto attack. Good stuff there from Chew8. Is Kionda actually going to go down? No, Uther is just going to walk away. So I was curious to see if Cloud9 was actually going to do that, but they didn't, and now they're actually behind in experience because of those kills. And that lack
They might have been thinking about it, but it was a bit interrupted by a surprise visit from Kerrigan and Ufa from the bottom lane, completely catching them off guard. But both shrines already going over to Cloud9. Zeratul currently dueling Arthas in the Tychus in the mid lane. Unlikely they're going to be able to grab that Dragon Knight with Tychus being so vigilant. And it's unlikely anyone's going to be able to help due to the 3v3 situation we have going on in the party lane.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that party lane is actually now a thing these days. But Kionda is actually going to go right through all of those missiles. He's going to come in here and looking for that control. They will actually stop out that threat of the Dragon Knight. But oh, again, that Kerrigan coming in, that in Venom on top of it as well. Liquid Chef, 1 more auto attack. Chew8 does take it home, but iDream's there.
Oh, he's gone.
He's going to actually
the pullback.
There
we go. That was so close, but Zeratul going in for Arrow here. Arrow very, very low with the shields, but Ufa is going to be the one who goes down. A 2-for-1. Was that a 2-for-1? No, that was a 2-for-1 trade. Chef just respawned and teleported back and confused me. But that was a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Cloud9, bringing the XP back up to pretty much even.
Now, Ragi is actually going to find Chef and Rajar on the transition, and you can see again the polymorph comes out. You can't overkill it when you're a pig or a squirrel or any other manner of fancy little creatures. But Chew8's actually thinking about coming in behind here on top of iDream. iDream, however, now setting up shop there with that stealth and sorry, with that siege. Not stealth siege tank? Yeah. But yeah,
it's possible.
It is, yeah, the level 1, but unfortunately Rajar was actually able to pick up the dragon, and now, you know, TORPEDO a little bit more on the back foot because they got to defend against this massive siege weapon.
Yep. So right now we're literally seeing just a multi-pronged assault coming out from Cloud9 with the Dragon Knight just wrecking as much of the buildings as possible while playing it quite safe. It's been backing up quite a few times to avoid taking too much damage. And like you said, the siege tank in the bot lane is just causing bedlam for TORPEDO, having huge issues getting rid of it for the 2nd time.
Yep, and they got the entire gate. It's gone. Oh, wow. You can actually select things now with this new casting overlay. Thank you, Ali, again. The mid lane, actually, Rajar didn't do nearly as much as you might have thought. It was actually that bottom lane, you know, the party lane that did it well. Fan, however, is going to get perma-CC'd almost to death.
Oh, in comes Falstad, though, going for it. No, he turns around and goes for the wrong target. Fan is able to get out alive. Overdrive from Araragi does not land on the intended target, and no deaths from either team there.
Yeah, I saw the fly-in as like, Chew might be able to actually take this kill. It's a good rotate, but now they got nobody actually mid. And because that entire gate and the mid tower is actually down, experience lead has now gone back to Cloud9 Vortex.
Yep, Chew8 does get back in time, though, to be able to clear this entire minion. Does not lose any, so he's going to be able to get back most of that XP. But, like you said, Cloud9 still have a huge lead in terms of XP.
Now, taking a quick look here, we do got the bruisers now being picked up here by TORPEDO. I don't think there's really anything that Cloud9 can do about it, but that's just going to be, you know, a momentary kind of thing here in the bottom, and Arthas will be able to clean it up, you know, very easily. If Zeratul does come down there as well with the cleave, should be good to go. iDream, Chef, and Fan, however, getting their own bruisers, and that's actually going to be putting some good pressure on top of Tsunami, who hasn't really left the top. He's been very vigilantly soaking into his top lane.
Yeah, been soaking and doing the counter push because Arthas has actually did a very good job of pushing that lane up. But Arthas is now needed elsewhere, is in the bottom lane, dealing with these bruises and trying to catch out people like Kerrigan, who venture a bit too far. But with Uther there, Kerrigan is just healed straight back up to full.
Uther is a good bro like that, you know? Doesn't matter if you're Queen of Blades or the Lich King himself, he will heal you. And that was actually a really nice CC combo there on top of Bobby Hank kill, but now we have to deal with level 10. Cloud9 Vortex do get their ults, and nothing really out of the ordinary. Emerald Wind coming out though for Liquid Chef on the Bright Wing, so it's a bit more of a battle wing that's not going to be the Blink heal. I noticed Blink heal is like the thing to get in Europe though.
Yeah, you never see Emerald Wind. Like, there were so many situations yesterday where it could have been taken and would have probably, to be fair, been the right choice. But it was just people decided, no, that's not what we want. But right now there's a fight in the top lane. Arrow is actually being dropped very low. Liquid Chef keeping himself alive with that Emerald Wind. The Panda is trying to get on him. There's the overdrive. It's going to be the Hammerang that takes him down though. Idri trying to get some more damage, but Araragi does transform and will be able to turn around and try and get some more damage done. We're not going to see any more deaths. That is a 1-for-1 trade. Both the Venom characters... Oh, sorry, no, Brightwing didn't take him, Venom took the protective shield. But we did see Brightwing and Kerrigan go down. Kerrigan is now up and is coming to rejoin the fray. Arthas is just off doing his own thing.
Oh, Chew, that's not going to be a Divine Storm. Kianda got Divine Shield. He used it right there on top of Chew.
No.
Kept him up. I mean, we see this every now and then, but it's going to be very reliant on Kerrigan here to get those Wombo combos. You know, it's not going to be Divine Storms into Shock and Oz. It's going to be those Primal Grasps, and we saw it right there. But it fortunately was not able to take home a kill. What was Arthas doing this whole time? He was actually bottom. He picked up some of these Merc camps in the bottom lane, and now that's putting pressure there on top of Torpedoes. So all that fighting in the top didn't really get Torpedo much because they got pressure bottom, and they lost their second Dragon Knight now.
Yep, Araragi did run down to that bottom lane to try and grab that shrine, but was far too slow. Was not able to grab it in time, and like you said, we're seeing the second Dragon Knight for Cloud9. They're going to try and use this to push in and try and maybe get this fort. They do have their entire team here. Sergeant Hammer has just arrived from the fountain, and she is just going to start sieging up and getting the damage done. Needs to be careful though, because there's a lot of people who can jump into her base here. Araragi just wailing on this Dragon Knight, and iDream making the safe decision of just unsieging in this situation when the Dragon Knight was a bit out of position, rather than being caught out away from your Dragon Knight.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of those ult timers actually ready to go yet, and now we are down a talent tier here as well, so that's why we're being so hesitant on the engage. It's 4 kills to 4, but Torpedo, you know, without those 13 talents, without those ult timers, they're very hesitant to fight because, you know, it would just probably not go their way. So, yes, Divine Shield for the Uther. How often do you see that in the EU side of things?
Never. I've not. You don't see it in the matchmaking unless you're playing with someone who hasn't leveled up enough. You just don't see Divine Shield. And I have 2 pieces of logic for this. Logic 1, misclick. Logic 2, maybe Divine Shield Kerrigan, let her jump in, Maelstrom, and deal her maximum damage.
Or it's a saving tool. Yeah.
Yeah, a saving tool is also very possible, but it's still risky.
Putting it on the Kerrigan actually sounds like a fantastic idea, because then that will give her a little bit of leeway in terms of, oh, Raja!
Oh, the beaten knife from Raja! That's with anti-void prisms. Kerrigan is on him though, so is Tigers, and he does go down. But that was incredible, and that means that this keep is in serious duress right now. Chue is able to escape and get out alive, but they're not going to be able to be in time to save this keep. Incredible play by Raja there at the cost of his own life, granting his team this keep.
Oh, Arrow might almost actually take on Bobby Hank Hill, but he does got those ghouls ready to go, and iDream in the back. Yeah, they were able to take down that keep. Falstad just gets
down.
He was, wasn't he? We got no mana there on top of iDream or Fan, but Tsunami is a great chaser. He's going to jump right here into things. Airho there's the invulnerability shield, but maybe a little bit of a miscommunication because he went the other way with it. That's a shock and awe landing on top of Sheth, and if Tsunami can actually body block him out, it might be a kill on the right wing. Araragi is getting off those auto attacks. He saw the protective shield there as well, but Bobby Hank Hill, he's now going to be the guy in the front line, and he's going to be the big target. He is going to drop. Rarjar actually didn't hit anything with that bomb, but as I say that, it looks like he did actually take down the Kerrigan, and now he's first aiding up. He's able to take home the Uther on top of it. Araragi, his first aid, not nearly strong enough. And that leaves us with Tsunami, who cannot get that combo kill on top of Fan. It's not level 16 either. So that's a team wipe. That is Torpedo sunk now.
That was well done.
Yeah.
That was a great fun. But that was an amazing turnaround there from C9. On the retreat, Bobby in the back there was completely behind the rest of his team. But like we said, Arthur's pretty much immortal, but had already used all his healing abilities and was one of the only people picked off. Brightwing did also go down. But just the turnaround, once Zeratul got there and was able to pick off Kerrigan, TORPEDO just had no chance of surviving.
And, you know, it was really, really close on killing that Arthas. I feel if they had actually killed the Arthas with the Kerrigan combo, had she actually really committed to it, I think that might have gone completely the other way. But Bobby Hankyo, he's going to be jumping into the front line here as well. We do got that Dragon Knight on board because, you know, after TORPEDO did get that team wiped, they had really no map presence whatsoever. Shrines were up. Rajar 3 for 3 now on that Dragon Knight, and they're pushing in. No forts now on the table here for TORPEDO, and you know, we don't really have rule up. Yeah, I was gonna say we don't actually have the ultimates up. That's a total lie, isn't it?
Yep, ultimates were literally just popped. Hero getting the 2-man stun. There's the shocker door. Down goes Chef. Bobby just gets shrink raid. He's being chased upon, and Kerrigan did engage there with the divine shield on her, like we did predict, but saved her maelstrom for after it was finished, just to make sure she gets the finishing blow. But now the turnaround is coming from C9. They're trying to catch people out like Tsunami, but he has backed up. The Dragon Knight, though, still standing tall. Kerrigan looking for her engage opportunity. She wants that fan. She wants fan so much, but Raja comes out of the Dragon Knight and immediately just annihilates Kerrigan.
The ragdoll physics were great right there. Nice Void Prison there to set up there on top of Tsunami as well. iDream even takes the time to take down a turret during all that. Tsunami does not have any Panda Pals. Fan comes in with that strafe. And a 4 for 2 exchange by the end of it all. Kianda in the back just could not deal with this front line. Look at how many mines are on the table. So many mines. You can see the level 16 also kick in there with the minefield. It is the same build from the Sergeant Hammer as expected. So catapults, 2 lanes now for TORPEDO. They are not looking good to take this game, sir.
Yeah, they are having serious trouble. Current kill count 13 to 9. They're doing pretty decently there, but Cloud9 have just been dominating everywhere they want to on the map. Just going exactly where they need to be, taking as many mercenaries as possible, and with the Sergeant Hammer, have just been out pushing every single time.
85,000 siege damage here for Sergeant Hammer. Very similar numbers to what we saw in game number 1. She's also top hero, which is actually not the case in game number 1 here, but, you know, game number 2, this is what you do with a Sergeant Hammer. You just kill everything. If you cannot deal with it as an enemy team, you are going to have a heck of a time. It's like, you know, if you have the Nazebo and you can't deal with Ravenous, you're going to have a bad time. Same idea here. If you can't actually get into the back there with that hammer, she is going to use that siege, use all the tools that she can, and just absolutely destroy you. And she's doing a good job of it right now.
Yeah, but right now we are seeing Cloud9 barreling down this top lane. They want that third keep, FourCourt, and they are going to try and get it, but however, they're trying to go for the wrong angle here. Arrow was spotted. There's the Divine Shield, immediately engaging with Maelstrom. iDream gets annihilated straight away. The strafe is coming out. Arrow takes a bit of it with Divine Shield. There's the shock and awe onto Raja. Raja having to blink away, and Tsunami turning onto Bobby to try and get the kill. There is the shield on Bobby. He does go down, though. Chef will be chased as well. He might get away. There's the Panda. Panda turns around and jumps onto Raja, who does go down, but Raja was able to take down Falstad while that was going on, and that was a 3 for 2 in favor of TORPEDO, who were just desperately charging straight for those shrines to try and get back any kind of advantage they can.
There's a good Void Prison there on top of Araragi. I thought that trying to keep that Odin out as long as possible was definitely the right move, definitely the way to go. Sheth with that speed up, though, from his E, was just really able to keep him alive. But Roger was able to get the good trade at the end of it, so big kudos to him. I mean, yeah, he died, and the trade-off did go in favor of, well, apparently Shen's now dead. It did go in the favor of TORPEDO, but that also, you know, allowed 2 of his teammates to stay alive who have now gotten the revenge kill. The downside is that TORPEDO has their first Dragon Knight, so they've actually going to try to get all the easy targets that they can right here. You see Kianda there. He took all the mid towers, and now he's just coming straight top, and he's very likely to take this fort.
Cloud9, however, if we have a look at where they are rallied to,
yeah,
they don't really seem to care that much.
Going out the red carpet into the mid, yeah.
They are completely ignoring this Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight has realized this, though. And Kienda, is on his way back to his main base to help defend, because with 2 forts down, 2 keeps down, Cloud9 Cloud9 are looking for their opportunity to end, or at least delay out this Dragon Knight and waste it.
Yeah.
Remove any kind of advantage that Torpedo may have won back. Bye-bye, fan. But the Dragon Knight, 10 seconds remaining. They need to make some kind of use out of it. Need to use it for the engagement here. And try and do something, but no, 5, 4,
it's just
3, 2, 1, and it's gone.
Because it's Uther in it as well, we can't actually engage anything here from Torpedo.
Well, he can charge into the middle, do the damage with the Dragon Knight, and then ult the second he spawns out of it.
Yeah, but they ignore him and go straight for your squishies. I mean, we don't have a Divine Shield, and that's exactly
there
the
is
trigger
Divine
here.
Shield.
Yeah, they put it on the air hook. He jumps right on in. And I don't think that Chucknaw really hit too much.
It didn't really hit anything. Kerrigan was just Void Prism, though. There is the Emerald Wind, and Bobby retreating into it to make sure he's not followed, but he's still going to go down. Jen continuing to give chase, though, but he's been polymorphed. He might go down. Rajar's just killing everything right now, but he will finally go down as well. It is now... it is now a 3 versus... It is a 4 versus 4, sorry. Only lost Kerrigan and Zeratul. Both teams looking for their chance to engage. iDream gets attacked a bit. Arthur's on his way back, but down goes Chen there. And in comes Fausta from the back, but his team is nowhere near him. He gets caught out. That is the issue. You're in mid-flight, and suddenly your team thinks, yeah, we don't want to do this fight anymore. Guys!
Bobby Hank Hill reminding you why he is Arthas and he has Resurgence.
Yeah, coming straight back in and getting the root. Now we're going to see C9 start a bit on the court, trying to draw out some of the members of Torpedo. Araragi doing huge damage, but just gets polymorphed. iDream positioning himself as far back as possible. Araragi trying to deal with him. It's just not enough. There's the Emerald Wind, and that will mean they can now do enough with the help of that strike to take down the core, and it will be Cloud9 moving on to the next round.
That is exactly right, sir. Congratulations to them as they take this 2-0 over top of Torpedo. You know, Torpedo was a team that kind of came in a little bit halfway into things, but at the same time, definitely a team to be looking forward to in future games. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing them in the majors this time, but you know, don't give up hope, guys. You know, come on back. I really want to know what the story is there with Nick Kotz, but I mean, he wasn't here. Could have been a difference. I don't know, but either way, Vortex will move on with their victory, and well deserved.
Very much so. So I'm just refreshing the brackets here to see what has happened elsewhere. 2ARC are apparently won their first game against Chaos.
Did they now? Okay.
Yep. Barrel Boys beat Off-Brand Cereal, which is an amazing team name that I have not noticed before.
Off-Brand Cereal, yeah. Barrel Boys is, I think, going to have a really good shot at making it into the semis. Glorious versus Clairvoyant, that's really hard to call because Clairvoyant beat Evil Geniuses just now to get into Glorious. That's a hard one to call. Glorious is the top seed. They're 100% the best right now in ESL. So can Clairvoyant beat that? That's going to be a big one. Torpedo is out. 2ARC beat Chaos Latin Gamers, which means 2ARC versus Cloud9 Vortex is coming up that next. Barrel Boys and Team Heroes Hype. And then ESV Tempest and Symbiote. So those are actually some really good matches all across the quarterfinals here.
It's just gonna keep getting better because when we're moving into the semifinals, it's just gonna get insane with the level of games we're gonna be having.
Yeah, exactly right. So we're gonna figure out which one we want to actually cover. I believe Jake is actually gonna be doing the Symbiote one, but that means we have our pick: Glorious and CG, 2ARC and Cloud9, or Barrel Boys and Team Heroes Hype. Let us know in the chat, guys, and we'll coordinate here with the admins. So, guys,